Well, it was all Dodgers for the first half of this game. They had a 4-0 lead. Ohtani had 5 no-hit innings, and then it completely unraveled.
Yeah, and it's been like that in this series specifically. You get to the 6th inning or later, and that's when the multitude of runs have come. And you think Shohei Ohtani, how he started that game, it just felt so good with a 4-run lead, but it was much different, especially got the back end of that game.
As the pen gives up 9 runs in this game, Ohtani, amazing, the 5 no-hit innings, and then his 50th home run. But tomorrow, you're going to hand it off to Blake Snell, and he'll try to be the stopper to avoid the sweep.
Yeah, you look at the shining star that's been the last few weeks for this Dodgers team. It's been the starting rotation. Blake Snell hoping to continue that, but when he hands the ball off to the bullpen, that's where you need to be able to see improvement.
Starting pitching matchup, couple left-handers. Snell for the Dodgers, Luzardo goes for the Phillies in the final game of this 3-game set.
Shohei, when you look at your outing tonight, 5 innings of no-hit work, the home run, the results on both sides of the ball, just how did you find navigating through their lineup, and how important is this an outing for you as you do prepare to pitch come October?
登板振り返ってみて、この打線、プレーオフに向けてのそのピッチングとかっていうのは何か考えていることありますかと。
プラン通り投げれたかなっていうのが印象的だったのかというか、初めて組んだバッテリーでしたけど、すごいスムーズに、お互いの意図っていうのを理解しながら一人一人抑えれたんじゃないかなっていう印象ですかね。
It felt like everything went according to the plan this outing. Working with Ben today just felt like we were on the same page throughout the whole game, and it was pretty impressive to be able to come up with a really good game plan.
The pitch count was in a really good spot. I know that I saw Dave ask you if you wanted to keep going, how you were feeling. Just with that limitation of getting through 5 innings of work, how challenging is that just for you as a competitor, and also moving forward, understanding you are still coming back off of that Tommy John surgery, but also wanting to be out there for your team?
まだリハビリの過程、の中で、その復帰するっていうあたりに関してまた監督にもう1イニング投げるかとか聞かれてますが、その難しさっていうかありますかねと。
限られた中で球数も抑えながら、打ち取った打球をしっかりまずアウトに立ってもらったっていうのが一番球数を抑えれた要因かなと思うので、その中で、球数もイニングももちろん伸ばしていけるに越したことはないですし、前回がちょっと特殊な登板だったので、少しステップが、遅れたというかっていうのはあるとは思うんですけど、1イニングでも長く一人でも多く投げれるに越したことはないかなとは思ってます。
In terms of today, I think every ball that was hit ended up being an out, so I think that really helped with the pitch count. And I think considering my last outing was a little bit unique and abnormal, so in a way, I had to make up some ground, but couldn't really pitch away the amount of innings I wanted to ideally.
Blake, I know just another frustrating night for the bullpen. Just with the results and how they're starting to compound amongst the group.
As you can see, it's pretty quiet in here, so we haven't had a chance to really talk.
Just what were you seeing wasn't either working for you or that just allowed them to get to you tonight?
I don't know. My brain's kind of scrambled at the moment, to be honest with you. Don't really have a lot to dig into yet. I'll have some time to review it. Sometimes you look back and you try to understand what's going on, and you try to pinch yourself when things aren't going well. A lot of us have had our moments this year, and sometimes there's no words, there's no reason to describe it. I know it's frustrating to the fans. I mean, I can promise you from the bottom of our hearts, we're trying our darndest every single night. There's nothing we haven't done. There's no stone we haven't unturned. It's not an effort thing. It's not a preparation thing. It is literally just sometimes things aren't working. And, I wish for their sake, for our team, for our organization, ownership, that, I'm better in my spots. I know that's the heart of my teammates, too. But sometimes you just don't have answers. And you just got to find something to cling to and keep plugging away every day. Reset your mind, reset your body, and try to do the job that you're called to do tomorrow. But yeah, obviously it's been a frustrating stretch.
Is the lack of command, especially after the first couple of bats of that inning, one of those things that's just kind of hard to find an answer to when it kind of flips so quick like that?
Well, I mean, you're probably pointing towards Stott. Other than that, I was pretty competitive in the zone. Everything else was put in play. Stott, there was a game plan to more than likely try to pitch around him a bit, not attack him, but like try to make him come out of his comfort zone. And you fall behind 3-0 trying to make good pitches. Like I said, it's not from a lack of effort. And, you know, in that situation, you have an open base. So why give a guy who's a good contact guy a chance to, you know, we're out there competing. So from, you know, a certain standpoint, you might say that, you know, command is terrible. Was it great? No. But, you know, I'm trying to challenge these guys and try to execute pitches. And Marshawn got to one down and in. Good swing. Not a great location, but not terrible. So, yeah, outside of that, I don't really know.
Into this one, we talked a lot about just how this was going to be a good test for Shohei Ohtani. He, of course, was excellent. But how has this series proven just to be more of a test for the bullpen and some of their struggles that they're kind of going through right now against a very talented team?
They clearly, you know, they're lacking confidence. I think that it's, you know, it's kind of, they all want to pitch well. They all want the opportunities, and you know, they're just kind of they're not making good pitches when they need to, and a little careful at times. And so I think for me, I believe in the talent, but right now they're just kind of you know, just don't have the confidence that they need to have to be consistent. And so when you're facing a team like this, that's, you know, won a division, that's going to grind at bats, you've got to continue to make good pitches. And when you don't, they're going to capitalize.
It's just the, I guess, elongated experience of some of these inconsistencies just made that a little bit more challenging for the group with their confidence. And do you think it's something that, considering what now 12 games left of the regular season, they can find a way to kind of turn things around as a group?
Yeah, I absolutely think they can. There's a lot of guys that have experience. There's some guys that have had nice years that are young players. So I do believe that there's time. I think for me, it's trying to, you know, get these guys to understand that what's done in the past, it has to be behind them, and they've got to have a short memory. And I think that's the thing that they're having a hard time, you know, getting past the short memory of today's a new day, it's a new opportunity, and go out there and you know, impose your will, be aggressive, and not be afraid to fail. And I think that that's where we got to get the guys to. I think as a unit. And so, you know, there's no roles. It's just kind of when the phone rings, and that's their mantra, be ready to pitch. And so that hasn't changed. And so when they get the opportunity, just feel good about it and go out there and compete.
Dave, given conversation with Shohei by the dugout railing there in the fifth, and how did you make the decision?
Well, he wasn't going to go back out. We've been very steadfast in every situation as far as inning for his usage, from 1 inning to 2 innings to 3 to 4 to 5. We haven't deviated from that. So I was trying to get his pulse on for going forward, where he's at, continuing to go to the 6th inning. And he says, feel okay. And so that was good. But I'm not going to have a, you know, plan for 5 innings and then he pitches well and say, hey, now you're going to go 6 innings. And then, you know, he's too important. And if something does happen, then that's on me for changing it. And we haven't done that all year. So I'm not going to do that right now. So, yeah, I would have loved to have had him go out there. But if the conversation was, if he's efficient, he can go to the 6th inning, that's a different conversation. But it was a hard 5 innings, and that's just the way it goes. And guys have got to do their jobs.
Just to make sure the conversation was not so much about gathering intel for that start, but for the future.
For the future, yeah. That's what my decision was already going to be done. So I'm trying to get a gauge on him going out there, and he's open to whatever. But if I don't have that conversation, this is a different situation. It's been different this whole year. And so he's 2 players in 1. And for me to try to do something and deviate, and if something happens, then we lose 2 players. And so if the conversation isn't had, I'm not going to do it. We haven't done it all year. So I'm not going to do it tonight.
There's a night like this, when you start to look ahead to October, kind of raise, you know, you guys figure out how far you can push them in, kind of
Yeah, I mean, if there's conversations that of the powers that be and Shohei included, if everyone's in the conversation saying, "Hey, we'll push him," that's a different conversation. But you know, what I knew going in is that he was going to be 5 innings, so that's where it stops.
How much, right? So today was basically that's like a health decision, right? It's not so much like a baseball decision.
Well, his thing is going to be a health decision the whole way until we get to next year. It's actually going to be a health decision going forward.
But, say it's October now. You guys have conversations about can he go 6, right? It puts the health maybe a little bit more at risk. There is some risk involved there. How much is his say going to factor into whatever you guys kind of like ultimately decide doing there?
It would definitely, certainly has weight. But I think that that's something that is good for all of us to talk about beforehand and then evaluate stress of innings and, up downs. He did a 3+ 10 days ago. And then now to say that he's just going to go 6 innings, those are things that, and plus the conversation was ahead. So, as you get to the postseason and, it's a different conversation for sure.
Obviously, you've been a player, right?
Yeah.
You understand kind of windows, right, about windows and stuff. They can close pretty quickly. I mean, if he's kind of adamant about, I want to take this shot now. Again, I mean, knowing kind of like where the player's kind of mindset is, like how sympathetic would you be?
I would be sympathetic. When you get into when you're in the postseason, I would be more sympathetic. But you also have to understand that the player's always going to feel that they can do it. And this is his first year off Tommy John. We've been very diligent in how we've managed him. And I think because of that, we're in a very good spot today. And so you could look back at all of his outings and said, could I have pushed him an extra inning without the conversation? Maybe. But, we're in this spot today because I think we've been very diligent.
Catchers here, and you said you wanted to pinch it. You would pinch it with JT Moore. What made you want to?
JT was ill.
Oh, okay. So.
And Marshawn was having good at-bats.
So Marshawn gets that chance, and I mean, what can you say about what he's done?
He had good at-bats all night. He's done a great job for us all year, but he plays once every 5th day, once every 6th day. And to be prepared as he is, not only behind the plate, but offensively too. And he's got to do double work because of being a switch hitter. He's just done a fabulous job, really has.
So if JT wasn't ill, you'd probably pinch him in that spot, yeah. Does that make it even more special, unique, the fact that it's not something you would have done otherwise and it still works out for you?
Well, yeah, I mean, it gave Marshawn a chance, and he came through. He delivered, so that's great. Good for him. He had a heck of a night. Caught a great game. Had some really good at bats. Yeah, he was a big part of it.
You guys are hoping to see something, learn something from Ohtani, facing Ohtani for the first time. What were your impressions? What were you hearing?
We thought that he was pretty good. Because he is. But just seeing the shapes of his pitches and just seeing it live, I think it should help a little bit.
You let Sanchez out 89, you brought him back in. Would that be like maybe his biggest workload until the playoffs, like last time?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, he's going to have, one more start? Something like that?
Yeah.
Maybe 2.
Yeah.
Maybe 2. So I think, depending on where we're at. But our pen was a little bit light today, so we pushed him a little bit further than we normally do. And I thought in the 6th he was really good, and he was 96, 97 in the 7th, so he was good. The one thing early in the game, everything seemed to be leaking back to the middle of the plate on the right-handed hitters, and they had some pretty good swings on him. But he grinded, and he did a great job.
You guys take the season series. You won the tiebreaker over the Dodgers. Now you're pretty close to a first-round bye. How big have these first 2 games been to come in here and do that?
It's been huge because they've been great games. Fell behind tonight 4-0. Looked like we were kind of dead in the water, and all of a sudden, we had a big sixth inning with Marsh home run and Kepler home run, and then in the 9th it all started with 2 out. The Wilson double, and then they intentionally walked Stott after getting down 3-0, and Marsh has a big hit. So just a really good team win.
How good was it to see the Marsh homer as a lefty?
Yeah, it's great. You know, he's swinging about well. He's playing good baseball right now.
And if you are to see these guys again in October, what would it mean to have home field and make them come through Philly first?
Oh, it's you. I mean, anytime, it doesn't matter what team it is. I think we play better at home than we do on the road, and I think a lot of it has to do with our fan base and just everybody's comfortable at home. So getting home field advantage is always crucial.
I mean, it's impossible to tell, but what about better at bats against Ohtani next time if you end up facing him? Do you think you guys learn anything or gain anything from it?
Well, I hope so. Yeah. You know, I hope so. I can't tell you that for sure, but I hope we learn some stuff and guys get to look at him and see the shape, see the arm slot, see the velocity, get some timing on him. Because he's really good.